Hi everyone. Um, okay, I have a 2000 Ford Ranger, and a very common problem that a lot of people have, which I'm having now, is the door ajar, buzzer, bell, whatever you want to call it, is has gotten a mind of its own lately. It I'll have the truck running, riding down the road, and the buzzer will with the doors closed, the buzzer will just start going off randomly by itself. It does it sporadically, very randomly, but it's extremely annoying, especially if you're in the truck and or you're trying to listen to music, or you're trying to talk to someone, or if you're on the phone with someone with an earpiece, of course. It's just very annoying, and I've looked around for some solutions, read some forums, been on YouTube here, but I haven't found anything that directed me to the the actual issue, which I've tried some of the tricks. A lot of forums and videos have said, spray the WD-40. A lot of people think it's the latch mechanism. When you close the door, gets stuck, and that causes the buzzer to go off like that, to keep going. I've tried that. I've tried the WD. They say to spray WD-40 down in there, let it sit, slam the door a few times. That for me, I tried a couple of times with no success. So um, today I've decided for myself, to locate the source, which for me I feel is the buzzer itself. I'm going to rid myself of that. So I've already found out where it's at. I'm in the truck now, and I'm going to stop the video now, and I'm going to show you where it's at. I'm going to explain to you how I'm going to eradicate it, and I'll be back with you in a moment. Okay, I'm back. Um, I didn't find anywhere that told me specifically where to locate where this buzzer was. So I just came into the truck, uh, stuck the key in the ignition, opened the door, and just basically started uh, putting my ear up to the dashboard, just kind of moving around, and I was able to zone in on the exact area, um, where it was the loudest with me just listening, and I was able to narrow it down to this area right here, uh, between the speedometer and all that, and the radio. I didn't know exactly where it was at, so as you can see, I've gotten the top part of the dash taken off, the part that's in front of the instrument bezel. Um, but I really didn't have to do that, because turns out that it's right behind and to the left of your stereo. So all you have to do to get to it is take your stereo bezel and get back here and get a shot. Just take your stereo bezel out, just lay it down. If you want to unhook everything to make it easier for you to get in there, that's up to you. I was able to get in there without unhooking everything. The only thing I had to do, really, when I pulled the stereo out to be able to get this module out, was this vent right here that goes back in there, and you have to kind of play with it to get it out, but it was just held on by this one screw here on the right. Yours may have two screws. There are places for two screws. Mine only had one in it. but as you can see, it just slips over that vent that's back in there. It's basically an extension of that vent. So anyway, once you get that out, you have this area pretty wide open, and the module is right here that contains that buzzer. Okay, there's a nut or a screw down at the bottom here, and once you take that screw out, there's no other screws in there. All you have to do is pull the thing down, and it comes right out, because it's just in there with a couple of like little slider, like friction slider things. I'm not sure exactly what you would call that, but if you just slide it down, it comes right out. There are two plugs connected to this module. You have the one here, and you'll see, if you do this, you'll see where the plugs are. There's the one that goes up here. It plugs into the top section on mine, and then there's another plug down at the bottom. That's a cluster as well, and that's this guy here. So, but once you unplug those plugs, like I said, take that screw out, and you can see you just pull down. And that's it. That's not the complete culprit, but that's where the culprit is housed. So what you do here is, I wish I had 3 hands right now, but this back cover right here, this back cover will pop off, exposing the circuit board. And once you, I don't know if I can do it with one hand, but once you expose the circuit board that's in there, once you take this back cover off, that circuit board will fall right out, and then you will see the buzzer. I'm going to stop the video for 1 second here and go ahead and take that back cover off, and then I'll show you how easy the circuit board drops out, and I'll show you the buzzer, and we'll go from there. Okay, well, it's a little dark with the sun shining from the other direction. This cover is, there's no screws that hold it on or anything. There's a couple of tabs right here. Basically, you just pull this back. You can take a screwdriver and put it in there and just pry back on it, and this will pop right up, and it just has tabs on the other side that go into these indentions, these holes. So that just pops right off, like I said. And like I said, once you get that out, the circuit board will fall right out. It's not held in there with any screws or anything. And once you get that out, here's your buzzer right here. That's the culprit. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just remove this. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to heat up the soldering iron. I'm going to desolder it, and it looks like a solder point here. Looks like one here and here. So I'm just going to desolder these solder points, and hopefully it'll just come right off. Now, one thing I did notice, if you don't want to do that, or if you're not comfortable doing that, I've done quite a bit of soldering. I do computer repair, you know, and I've done some circuit board stuff, some replaced capacitors before and everything. So I'm quite comfortable doing stuff like that. If you're not, and you want to at least get rid of the sound, at least somewhat. I did notice I did take the circuit board out and hook it up to those plugs that I showed you, and just to make absolutely sure that this was the buzzer. I did notice when it was pinging, when it was going off, if I put my finger over this hole, it muffled it and took about 2/3 of the sound away. So it went from a bing, 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 bing to a boom, 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 kind of a much lower, much less annoying tone, I guess you could say, frequency. So that did. So what if this doesn't come off here too easily? What I'm probably going to end up doing is just maybe squirting some silicone down into that hole, just something to muffle it. Maybe put up, I don't know if a piece of tape over it may do it, but that's it. That's right there. And through all of my searching and all of my watching and reading, no one ever pointed this out directly, so I just wanted to put this to bed as far as the source of the annoyance. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing off of here, and I don't think I'm going to do the video of me desoldering it and everything, because it's pretty much, it shouldn't be that crazy. Pretty much I just should have to desolder this point and this point right here, because that's your positive and negative inputs, and it should drop off. That shouldn't be a big deal. But I'll let you know afterwards how it went, and once I get it back in the vehicle and make sure everything works properly. I don't want to do this and then put this thing back in, and for whatever reason something else doesn't work. I'm going to let you know. I'm going to make sure that everything works before I give anyone out there the go ahead to, say, hey, go ahead and do this. It works. It's awesome. It's great. But I'm going to go ahead and take care of that, and I'll be back with you. Okay, everyone. As you can see, I've got a clean removal of this buzzer. This is a pretty easy one. I just took some desoldering wick and just took my soldering iron, went around the post and sucked out the solder, and she fell right out. So that's it. The source of my annoyance is gone. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back together, get it back in the truck, and I'll test her out and give you the results. Hi everyone, I'm back. As you can see, I've gotten everything put back together, got the dash back in. I've driven around for a day or so and tested everything out, made sure everything was working properly and functioning properly, which there was no doubt in my mind that it would, because that door buzzer really wasn't connected to anything else. So as you can see, the keys are in the ignition, the door is open, and we have beautiful silence. I know there are a lot of people that are having this issue. I couldn't find anything through all my searches and all of my research. I couldn't find anything out there that gave a final solution to this issue. That's why I wanted to make this video, and I hope this serves that purpose, and I hope this helps everybody out there. I welcome any comments that you might have, and I thank you for watching. See you next time.